You're listening to BuzzPucks, BuzzPucks, BuzzPucks. You're listening to BuzzPucks now, listening to BuzzPucks now. Listening to those boys drinking talking hockey, listening to BuzzPucks, BuzzPucks, BuzzPucks. Welcome to BuzzPucks.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Bert.
I'm Clay.
And we're here
It's a
for...
good little pick-me-up.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to Lady Gaga. I know you're listening. I think that song's called Applause in real life.
Ooh la la.
Yeah.
Should have done the Bad Romance.
I'll do that next week. We're here. I think the third
25.
to week 25. Thank you so much, Clay. I am very tired, so Clay.
Next week
Clay's
is the
helping me out.
penultimate episode.
That's what I was trying to. I was like, no, that's next week is the penultimate week of the. It's not the penultimate episode. It's
No,
the
but,
penultimate
like,
week of the
you're right.
season.
Penultimate's a great word.
But we're whatever's right before the penultimate.
I know it has a word. I just don't know it.
The tri-ultimate. I don't know. But yeah, week 25, which is only 2 weeks out of the playoffs.
Yep.
Pretty much. Exactly 2 weeks out, actually, from today.
Mm-hmm.
Playoffs start on the 17th. The season itself ends on the 14th.
Yes.
And most teams have somewhere between 4 and 7 games left.
Yep.
Depending on the team. Most teams, it's like 5
Yeah.
or 6.
There's like 4 teams with 7.
Yeah.
And there's like 2 teams with 4?
I
Or is it
think.
just the Islanders?
Maybe it's just the Islanders that only have 4 games left. But I don't know how that happened. I don't know how they have played so many more games than everybody else. Well, at this point, it's starting to even out. But for a while there was a lot of teams that just had like 6 games in hand on the Islanders.
Right.
But before we get into any of it, what are we drinking, Clay?
We're drinking Flying Dog
Yeah,
again.
it's 2 weeks in a row with Flying Dog.
Because
Flying Dog's good, so I mean,
it's yummy. This is the Nuclear Smile. It's their limited release. It's a hazy double IPA that's 10%. You're going to die.
it's thankfully, after this is over, all I have to do is render the podcast and go to sleep. So
This one tastes like it's 10%.
it does indeed. I mean, it tastes fine.
It doesn't.
I wouldn't say it's delicious.
But it also doesn't have that like
That aftertaste that some IPAs have.
right. It doesn't taste
Yeah.
super IPA. It actually
No, it
tastes,
doesn't really.
It tastes more like a triple bock.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't say it's super delicious.
I like
but,
last week's more.
It's crazy that this is only 5% more than
Right.
what we drank last week.
And like, yeah, as far as IPAs go, this is not.
No,
This is
it's
not
bad.
bitter or
No, it's
piney
not bad.
at all.
That was always my problem with IPAs. Is like, maybe I'm just getting used to it now. But like that,
You're welcome.
It's your fault.
Yep.
But that piney, like pine tar aftertaste, what some of them have. I still hate that. But this does not have that.
Yeah.
That was what would always hit me. Is like I would take a slug of it and it would just be like, gross. It's like I'm glad. I hope it's like the beer's like I hope you're enjoying drinking me.
Right.
I'm gonna wreck your evening later.
Here's these notes of citrus that are very yummy. Pine tar.
Pine tar. My dad.
I still like the pine tar.
My dad specifically would drink. I don't remember. I think it might have been a Sierra Nevada beer. That was maybe a triple IPA. I don't remember which one it was, but it was disgusting.
I mean,
It was disgusting.
there's a couple of Sierra Nevada ones that are. There's like their torpedo.
Maybe that was it. That sounds like it
think
could have been it.
I think it's called torpedo.
I think it had a green.
Most of their stuff is green.
Oh,
Unfortunately.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
It's just not their celebration IPA, which is their winter IPA.
No, one of those I remember having not that long ago. I was like, let me try this again, and it was disgusting. So hey, but Sierra Nevada, if you want to go ahead and give us money, I will say your beers are delicious. By all means.
I went to their brewery in North Carolina. Very nice place.
Oh.
I'll
Yeah,
plug you.
I'm
I'll
sure
plug
they're
you for
classy.
free.
I'm sure they're classy. All right, I'm going to start us off this week. It's already making me burp.
It's their torpedo. It's an extra IPA.
Yeah, that does sound familiar. Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Yep, that's the one. That's the one that me and all the other members of my family were like, this is gross, Dad. How do you drink this? And he was like, I don't know. I just like it. And he would just drink like 4 of them.
It's an acquired taste.
And then he would fall asleep.
Yeah.
All right, let's start off in the Central Division.
Okie dokie.
And as always, we're going in alphabetical order, unlike Crazy Pants over there, who changes it up every week. And we're starting.
Not every week.
It's like most weeks.
It's like a third of the time.
It's more than that.
It's not. I wish it was.
We're starting with Arizona. Clay, do you think Arizona had a good week?
No.
No, they did not.
Especially with the news going on yesterday.
Which news?
Continue.
Okay. Oh, I don't even remember.
Well, the city of Phoenix.
Oh. Okay, well, we'll finish them, and I guess I missed that. Anyway, they went 0-3 this week.
Ooh.
They were 3 for 8 on the power play. Hey, that sounds pretty good, right? They did have a shorthanded goal against.
Oh, okay.
And they were 10 for 16 on the penalty kill.
Yeah.
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 They lost to Edmonton 5-4, so close game.
Yeah.
Where they were 2 for 4 on the penalty kill.
Yes, it was.
Marcelli and Hayton each had 2 goals in this game, while Lawson Krause had 3 assists. McBain and Schmaltz each had 2 assists. They lost to Dallas 5-2, where Boyd had 2 assists, and then they got smoked by San Jose 7-2.
Yeah, they got smoked.
Where they were 1 for 2 on the power play themselves and 4 for 7 on the penalty kill. They don't have a top player.
No.
What was this news you were talking about?
All right,
Because I clearly missed it.
The city of Phoenix is suing Tempe for development that includes the Coyotes arena.
Great. And this is after last week, I believe there was news of a minority owner of the Coyotes being arrested for strangulation.
Yes.
Strangulation.
Yes.
That's cool. Good stuff.
We'll get. I'll talk about it once this.
Okay. I did not write that down.
Once the central news.
Let's move on to Chicago. Also going 0-3 this week.
Good.
They were 2 for 5 on the power play with a shorthanded goal against. Losing to Dallas 4-1, where they were outshot 18-33. Yes, they had 18 shots. Dallas had 33 shots.
Yep. Yeah.
They lost to St. Louis 5-3, where they were actually 2 for 3 on the power play in this game.
Good for them.
Still lost 5-3.
Eh.
Johnson had a goal and an assist in this game, while Radish had 2 assists, and then they lost to the Devils 6-3. Athanasiou had a goal and an assist, and Radish had 2 assists again. And despite having 4 points in 3 games, they don't have Tyler Radish doesn't get a top player because Chicago's terrible.
Yeah.
But this is the time of year when you can be like, oh, well, we're not tanking. Oops, we lost every game.
Look, it is true. None of the coaches, none of the players are tanking.
No.
But the front office is.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I saw somebody I follow on Twitter put a. It's nobody like. Maybe it was Jay Fresh. Do you know who Jay Fresh is?
Yeah, he's fine.
He's an analytics kind of guy. Okay, that's fine. I follow him on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's great or anything.
No. He does make some cool cards and.
Yeah. Do you not like him because he's a Penguins fan?
Oh no, I didn't actually know that.
He's a Penguins fan.
No, he's just a little self-righteous about his cards
Oh,
sometimes.
no, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true. It might have been him. It might have been somebody else. But somebody posted just a Twitter poll that was like, who do you think would benefit the most out of the bottom 4 teams? Who do you think would turn it around fastest by getting Connor Bedard? And it was between Chicago, Arizona, San Jose, and Anaheim, I think.
I think Anaheim was.
That's what I thought, too.
As soon as they fire
As soon
as they fire their coach and get some defense,
they would
that's
turn it
who
around
I
thought,
fastest.
too. Yeah, I think if they added Bedard, they might be able to outgun some people to add some wins. I don't know that they would be a playoff team. But
I mean, no, they wouldn't be a playoff team, but Drysdale would be back.
That's true.
Because he's been injured the entire year. So
yeah, that's what that's what I thought too. But that's neither here nor there. I just thought it was interesting.
Did Jay Fresh say it was Chicago?
No, he didn't say anything.
Oh,
he just posted the poll. I didn't read any further. I just voted and was like, huh. And then I kept
Good
going.
thought.
Yeah. All right, moving on to Dallas, who did have some wins this week, 2-1. They were 4 for 14 on the power play and 4 for 6 on the penalty kill, including a shorthanded goal. So really 5 for 6.
Yeah, that's fine. That's okay.
Beating Chicago 4-1, where Ottinger made 17 of 18 saves.
Yep.
They then beat Arizona. Oh, they beat the 2 teams previously mentioned.
Yep.
5-2, where they outshot Arizona 31-18. And they outshot Chicago 33-18. So there you go.
Right.
Robertson had a goal and 3 assists in this game, while Heiskanen had 3 assists, and Rope Hintz and I think it's Asa Lindell had 2 points
Good.
apiece. They then lost to Colorado 5-2.
Yeah, that's fair.
Robertson had 2 assists in this game, and they were 2 for 5 on the power play in that game.
Dallas is going cold at the wrong time.
Well, at least they went 2-1. They beat the teams they should have.
Right, but like,
Yeah,
They're gonna
they've
face
been kind of like
they're going to face
yeah,
Colorado
they've
in
been
the
kind
playoffs,
of
maybe.
up and down. Well, who's in first in the Central?
Minnesota.
Oh, it is Minnesota. You're right. But that's kind of tenuous. They don't have that lockdown yet.
No, but like think about how Dallas had it and then they dropped.
That's true. That is true. Let's just take a little peeky pie. It is Minnesota by 1 point over Colorado, who has a game in hand. And then Dallas is also only 1 point back. Anyway. Yeah, well, Robertson is their top player with a goal and 5 assists.
Of course. And
Makes
didn't he
sense,
just
makes
hit
sense. I was going to mention it in the news, but I'll mention it now. Jason Robertson, with that 4-point night against Arizona, passed Mike Modano for the single season most points in Dallas
Very cool.
history. Yeah, so there you go. And
a-
he's like 24.
and a person of color to do it.
Yeah, true,
So,
true.
like,
He's,
so it's-
I believe, of Filipino descent.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's just cool to see, you know.
I was actually shocked that Dallas did not have a 100-point scorer ever. I know. Well, I wonder if that
Think
counts.
about that team.
I wonder if that counts the North Stars history too, though.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I think it has to because Madonna played for both. I don't know. I'll look into that later.
Yeah.
But either way, for at least the Dallas Stars.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
sorry to break into that because the news, but I knew he did something and I just couldn't remember
That was what it was. Yeah, that was what it was. That's fine. It was just one of my news points, but that's okay. Minnesota is up next, going 2-1 this week, same as Dallas. They were 11 for 9 on the penalty kill. Perfect.
Good for them.
Perfect +2 shorthanded goals.
Good for them.
Beating Seattle 5-1 to begin the week, where they were outshot by Seattle 36-20. Marc-Andre Fleury made 35 of 36 saves. Matthew Boldy had another hat trick. Joel Eriksson Ek and Johansson and Spurgeon each had 2 assists in this game.
Thank goodness for Matthew Boldy picking up the slack while Kaprizov is out injured.
Yeah, for real. Minnesota then beat Colorado 4-2, where they were outshot again 44-29. Freddie Gaudreau had 2 goals in that game, Freddie Hockey. While Gustafsson made 42 of 44 saves. They then lost to Vegas, where they got outshot yet again by quite a lot, 43-30.
Yep.
And they lost that game 4-1. Matthew Boldy is their top player, or one of their top players, with 4 goals, and Joel Eriksson Ek is their other with 4 assists.
Wow, good.
Yeah, there
Good,
you
good,
go.
good.
There you go.
Eriksson
me.
Ek serving them up and Boldy putting them in.
That's all you need sometimes.
It really is.
Hopefully, Kaprizov comes back soon.
I
haven't heard anything about that.
No, I haven't
he's still out from that guy falling on top of him and
Yep.
forcing him into a split.
Yep.
And unintentionally, I believe.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the video and be like, "Oh, that was just really unlucky."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they gotta hope that he's going to be back before the playoffs, or they're in trouble.
They're in trouble because they're a team from Minnesota.
Yeah, that's true.
They're
That's
just
true.
cursed.
When was the last time a team from Minnesota won anything? The Vikings have never won a Super Bowl, right?
No,
they've been to several.
They went to 4 straight.
Did they?
No,
No.
that was
That's
Buffalo.
the Bills.
That was Buffalo. They did go to.
I want to say they went to a bunch in the 70s,
Yeah.
and they just never won.
That's when they were the Purple People Eaters.
Yeah, they lost to the Steelers. Shout out. In one of them, I know that. But I know they went to more than one.
Yeah, I think they went to 4. They might have gone to 4 during that time. But
yeah,
they
it's
might
somewhere
not,
in that decade.
They might have not been like Buffalo went to 4 straight.
No, I don't think they went to 4 straight. Because the Cowboys were in there too.
Right.
A bunch of times. Yeah, so they have never won a Super Bowl. I don't know about the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't know that much about basketball.
Milwaukee's not in Minnesota.
Minnesota Timberwolves is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Whoops.
No, they've always been a bad team.
Have they? Okay.
Milwaukee actually just won the championship last year, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought they did. So, sorry, that's Wisconsin, not Minnesota. The Twins won a championship in the 90s, right?
Yes, but they have lost 11.
They have not won a playoff game since then. Yeah.
Well, because it's been against the Yankees, and they have not won a playoff game since the Yankees,
Right.
or against the Yankees in 11 years.
No, in 11 appearances in the playoffs. It has not been 11 years. 11 years that they've made the playoffs since whenever the last time they won a championship. And then who are we missing? The Wild. The farthest they've ever gone
Is
the Western Conference final.
Yeah.
And the North Stars did go to at least one Stanley Cup, but they lost it to the Penguins.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh ruining Minnesota championship vibes.
Just a tradition.
Just a tradition.
The trends.
The trends. Hey, maybe this year, Pittsburgh versus Minnesota in the finals.
They recently got a MLS.
Pittsburgh's gonna. They're gonna ruin Boston's hopes. Gonna make a run to the finals and beat Minnesota in the finals.
Minnesota just got an MLS team that can.
You owe me $1 if that happens.
Disappoint them.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they're the Loons. It's kind of cool.
Loons. Like the bird.
Yeah.
That's cool.
No, their crest is
I actually
cool.
like that a lot. All right, let's talk about Nashville up next. Speaking of another team that went to one championship and Pittsburgh beat them, they beat Boston to begin their week 2-1. Look at them.
Yeah.
They were outshot by Boston 36-23. Glass had a goal and an assist, while UC Saros made 35 of 36 saves. They got shut out by the Penguins 2-0, where they were outshot yet again 45-28. Saros played fantastically in this game, made 43 of 45 saves.
Yes, he did.
But hey, you know what? They finished off the week by blowing out St. Louis, and proving to everybody that yes, Nashville can sometimes score more than 2 goals. 6-1 was the end result of that game. They outshot St. Louis 35-22. Novak had a goal and 3 assists, while Evangelista had a goal and 2 assists. I don't know where this kid Evangelista. That is a pretty sick crest.
Thank you.
I don't know where this kid Evangelista came from. I'm assuming he's a call-up after all of the trades. And he's been he's been having 3-point weeks every week.
Right.
I don't know who that is, but maybe you found a keeper there.
Maybe.
Nashville. UC Saros is obviously their top player.
They're Harvey Pinard.
Basically.
They're Nick Perbix.
They're Nick Perbix, yeah. Saros going 2-1 on the week. He played all 3 games, having a 134 goals against and a 961 save percentage.
I got a goalie who beats that.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I saw somebody tweet out after one of these games. It might have been the St. Louis game. Maybe after the Pittsburgh. I don't remember who it was, but they were like, somebody in the offseason should just offer Nashville a boatload of draft picks to try to get UC Saros from them.
Oh, my goodness.
And I was like, yeah, they should. Because he's 26, 27, somewhere in there, still in his prime. And he's like a really good goalie.
Look.
On just a team that cannot score.
Trotz at the helm has made good moves so far.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying is first-round pick from Pittsburgh to Nashville for UC Saros.
You don't have a pick that's worth anything.
Don't tell Barry Trotz that.
You also don't have a prospect pool.
You can have...
you're giving up P.O. Joseph.
You can have... you know what? Twist my arm. You can have Jeff Carter. All right, let's move on to Colorado. Going also 2-1. A lot of 2-1s in the Central Division this week. They beat Anaheim 5-1, where they outshot them 44-30.
That's a trend.
McKinnon and Byram each had a goal and an assist, while Cale Makar had 2 assists. Oh, we always seem to lose when I play. Shut up, Cale. You're named after a gross plant.
Good in smoothies.
Gross. I used to joke at one of my jobs, we would try to give animals kale.
Yeah.
And they would not eat it.
Oh, they always
and I was like, see, it's gross enough that the animals don't want the kale either.
Look, my fun trivia fact is always that before kale became a superfood and everyone started eating it, that Pizza Hut was the largest buyer of kale in the country because they used it as a garnish for their salad bars.
That's so funny.
That's why.
Oh, yeah. I could see that, yeah.
They lined the salad bar with kale, to cover all the ice and everything.
And then everybody was like, "Ooh, this is a really good. It's really bitter. I love it."
Yeah.
Ugh. They lost to Minnesota 4-2. Not much else to say about that game for Colorado. They then beat Dallas to finish off the week. A lot of Central on Central crime this week.
A lot of Pacific on Pacific, a lot of Atlantic on Atlantic. Less Atlantic on Atlantic, more Pacific on Pacific.
5-2 was that Dallas game. Rantanen had a goal and 3 assists, and McKinnon had 2 goals in that game. Rantanen is their top player with a goal and 4 assists.
It's like the only guy who hasn't been hurt for them.
Yeah, right. Yeah. All right. Continuing on, the St. Louis Blues actually had a positive week, going 2-1-1. They were 5 for 12 on the penalty kill. On the penalty kill.
5 for 12? Oh my God.
They won 2 games.
Oh my God.
I know, right? They beat Vancouver in overtime 6-5, where they were 1 for 3 on the penalty kill. Vrana, who is just
killing
he
it.
is just I'm very happy for him.
Oh yeah,
that he went to
100%.
St. Louis and he's doing a lot better.
Oh, me too.
He had
I
2
love to
goals,
see it.
including the overtime game winner. Falk had a goal and 2 assists in this game, while 3 other players had 2 points.
Yep.
They then beat Chicago 5-3, where they were 1 for 3 on the penalty kill again. Saad had a goal and an assist. Falk had 2 assists. That's it. They then lost to Nashville 6-1, as I already mentioned. They were 2 for 4 on the penalty kill in that game. That's it for that game. And then they lost a close one to Boston 4-3 in a shootout. Shen had 3 assists. Saad 2 assists. Kyrou 2 goals.
Dude, Shen got his ass kicked in that Boston game. He took a shot to the face. He had his shot blow up his finger. He took a stick above.
My man's trying.
Oh,
he's trying his
no,
best.
it's like nothing. He was out there just doing hard work, almost getting the game tying goal, but just got destroyed doing it. He took
his ass beat.
He took a high stick below the eye. He had taken a high stick above the eye earlier in the game, and like I said, that he took a slap shot to the tip of his finger, which just exploded it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I hope he didn't need that tip of his finger.
Well, apparently Matt Duchene lost half of his finger.
Really?
Yeah.
When? This season?
I have no idea when, but they were talking about it with the whole Shen thing.
Oh, that's crazy. Those gloves really cover it up.
Well, that's the thing. He took a shot to the hand. He pulled his hand out of the glove and left half of his finger in the glove.
That's gruesome.
He just looked. He looked down and his finger was still there.
That's gruesome.
I know.
Well, that's like
they're just talking about it on national TV like it's normal.
Yeah. Well, it's I think it was Cody Ceci, I think, that Crosby went to slash him,
No,
but
it was Effett.
Oh, Mathot. That's who it was. No, you're right. It was Mathot.
No, I know I'm right.
Okay. Crosby went to slash him, but missed and hit his fingers.
Yeah.
Missed his wrist and hit his fingers and chopped off one of his fingers by
But
accident.
you could say he was actually aiming for the stick.
I'm sure, but it was a slashing motion, and he hit his somewhere on his knuckles and cut off part of his finger.
Yeah, he cut off part of his pinky.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely hit the stick to prevent.
Sure.
It's still a slash, but
I'm just there's people that'll be like, that's why Crosby's a dirty player, sort of bullshit.
Yeah.
And but there's Crosby rules though, according to the Boston coach. Saad is St. Louis getting back to St. Louis? Is St. Louis's top player with a goal and 5 assists? Winnipeg to finish off the Central went 2-1 as well. 4 for 7 on the penalty kill. Not a lot of penalty killing going on in the Central this week. They were shut out by San Jose 3-0, where they outshot San Jose 41-30.
Yep.
Woof. They then beat Detroit 6-2. 5 players on Winnipeg. 5 players had a goal and an assist each.
Yes.
5 of them.
I watched some of that game. That game was tied, and then I looked up.
And then all of a sudden it wasn't.
Right.
Yeah. Those games are crazy where it's just okay, it's 2-2. I can go to the bathroom really quick and you come back, it's 4-2.
Right. That was basically
what happened?
It. I was watching some of that game and I was just what's going on?
What's happening here,
kept
guys?
Blinking.
Yeah. Nemestikov and Appleton had 2 assists in that game. They then beat New Jersey 6-1.
Mm-hmm.
Ehlers had 2 goals. Pierre-Luc Dubois had a goal and an assist. And Wheeler and Morrissey had 2 assists. Ehlers and Wheeler are their top players. 3 goals and an assist for Ehlers, a goal and 3 assists for Wheeler.
Wow.
That's it for Central.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't have, well, let me look at my news really quick. We already said the Robertson thing. Taze is, I believe, returned for Chicago.
Yep.
After
the last couple of games.
Playing the last few weeks of his maybe his entire career, probably. But he is returning after chronic, I guess, long COVID.
Yeah.
Which has apparently really, really hampered his ability to play hockey, which sucks.
Well, it's like...
Sorry, I keep hitting my mic. Sorry.
I think it's one of the suitors for Vancouver is another guy who's...
that's a Sutter. Brendan Sutter.
Excuse me.
I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense. His name is Sutter, but Ryan Suter, who has just one T less in his name, is Suter.
Yeah. All right, so Arizona. So the city of Phoenix has sued Tempe for development that includes the area of the Coyotes arena.
That's good.
So this I believe there is a vote coming up where the citizens of Tempe vote for whether or not they want to actually spend this month or approve a new stadium. And the plan is there is a spot that is a landfill.
Okay.
It's a landfill. They're going to...
Just like all of New Jersey.
Suck
it, New Jersey.
At no cost to the taxpayer, going to clean that up, basically make an entertainment district. That's the...
Interesting.
That's the stadium, some apartments,
stores,
some
mall,
stores,
like that,
basically, because by itself the stadium won't generate a lot of revenue, but they
right,
want to make
especially if it's in like the middle of nowhere, I assume.
Well,
if it's a landfill, it has to be at least a decent amount of
away
from people. Well, I guess that's not necessarily true, but
the Coyotes are not mentioned in this lawsuit or statement.
But it is part of it.
But it is part of it, and I think
so. It's not necessarily having to do with the Coyotes, the lawsuit itself. It's just
but
it's just politics stuff.
Well, if this goes through, it might stop them from
right.
their new stadium going through.
At the same time, Bettman has said over and over again
they're not leaving.
They're not going to leave Arizona, even if many times over it seems like maybe it's a good idea that they leave Arizona.
It's one of those things where, like Atlanta with the Hawks right now.
Yeah.
Like they now have a ownership group that gives a damn.
Yeah.
So they are putting money into it, and that's why Atlanta failed. The ownership.
The Thrashers.
Yes. Yeah. The Thrashers failed because the ownership group didn't know what they were doing. They didn't really care. They didn't put a quality team out, and
they never did.
Exactly. Yeah. They went to the playoffs once, and they didn't win a game.
Yeah, I think they got swept. I don't remember who they played, but yeah, and that was a team that had players like Ilya Kovalchuk and Marian Hossa, and I believe
a young Evander Kane.
Yeah, he was originally drafted by the Thrashers. Some other like younger guys that you would be like, oh, he played for the Thrashers originally,
right?
Yeah.
So with the last GM, who was I can't think of his name, Chaika. Yeah, who was a snake.
Yeah, he was.
It finally seems like they've more had an ownership group that does care, but now they have a GM that actually has a plan and can develop a winning product.
Theoretically.
Look, true. Theoretically, a winning product brings fans.
Oh, absolutely.
So. Yeah. Once they start winning, and
it's not like this is a team that's never had success either, because when guys like Shane Doan and Ilya Brzgalov were on the Coyotes, among others, they did make runs to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah,
before.
Yeah, Mike Smith was one of their goalies.
Yeah, they made, and to be fair, they were like improbable runs to the Western Conference Finals, but they still did it. Yeah.
They got stopped by the Kings when they were doing their stuff.
Yeah.
So,
and. Hey, I'm just saying, you have Shane Doan's son now, so history repeats
itself.
They
do have Shane Doan's son.
Josh Doan, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting. I can't believe I just totally missed that news.
Yeah,
Yeah, my
it
bad.
literally happened yesterday, and again, the Coyotes were not specifically named.
Maybe that's why I didn't see
That's
it.
why. All right, so I am going to stay in the Western Conference.
West.
Talk about the Pacific. We're going to start with Vegas.
Vegas.
We're just alphabetical order.
Reverse.
Yeah.
All right. I dig it.
For the first one, and then we go normal to the next one.
Okay.
Yeah, that was accidental too. Wasn't even intentional. All right, Vegas.
I will point out you didn't even notice. I actually forgot about Colorado and put them way later in alphabetical order.
I've made that mistake.
Because I got to, I think I got to Nashville and I was like, wait a minute, I missed something here.
I've done that with San Jose like twice.
I did it with the reigning Stanley Cup champions twice this year at least, where I'm like, wait a minute, I missed a team. Well, Colorado.
Right, and San Jose is kind of towards the bottom of that list.
True.
So it's just like, I'm at Vancouver. Damn it.
Damn it.
I
have to rewrite everything.
Never. Vegas.
Vegas.
1-1-1. They are 47-22-7. They hit 101 points. They're first in the division. They've clinched the playoffs. So Jack Eichel.
A lot of teams have clinched the playoffs now too. Yeah.
They clinched
I'm just saying. Yeah.
Yes, they clinched it during this week. A lot of teams got eliminated this week.
A lot of teams clinched like yesterday.
Yeah. And a lot of teams got eliminated yesterday.
Yeah.
Jack Eichel, the fifth longest active player, games played without making the playoffs, is finally going to the playoffs.
Look at him.
Look
Wait,
at
they
that.
made oh no, they didn't make the playoffs last year.
No, they did
not.
not.
Oh, that's right. I completely forgotten about that.
Nope. All right.
Time is an illusion to me.
It is. They started off their week by losing to Edmonton 4-7. They got outshot by Edmonton. Ugh. I finished a beer.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's gonna be a problem.
Champion.
They got outshot by Edmonton 39-22. Quick started the game. He did not finish it. And they were 0 for 3 on the power play in this game.
That doesn't help.
And they were 0 for 3 on the penalty kill.
That really doesn't help.
Marchessault had 2 goals in that game. And then they moved on to San Jose, which they lost in overtime. Brissois was in net there. Going
Shameful.
With an 8-4 save percentage.
Oof.
Hutton had 2 assists, so he just had the most points in that game. And then finally, they finished their week by beating Minnesota, like Bert said. Brissois in net, where he played well, 9.67 save percentage. Chandler Stevenson had 1 goal and 1 assist, and they outshot Minnesota, like Bert said, 43-30.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 for 8 on the power play, 5 for 8 on the penalty kill. So
that was all in one game, though.
All in one game, and they scored a shorthanded goal, going 0-3 shorthanded goal.
So 1-3.
Yeah. Chandler Stevenson is their top player of the week with 1 goal and 3 assists in 4 games.
He's got to make it back to the set of friends.
Yeah. Chandler Bing, baby. Bing.
Bing.
They currently are at the top of the division. With 6 games left, they are 1 point ahead of the second place Kings. That's it.
All right.
1 point. So
who I believe, just from what I was looking at before, are 1 point ahead of Edmonton.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
close. Standings are close there.
Standings are very close, whether or not they play a wild card team or another team in their division. Yeah. Next up is Vancouver, going 0-1-2. They had a weird week. They are 34-35-7. About hockey 500. Less
than hockey 500.
Less with the loser points, but 34-35. 7.
Yeah.
That's 75 points. They are 6th in the division, and they are officially eliminated in the last game of the week. When they lost to the Kings. So they started their week by going to St. Louis, like Bert said, and lost in overtime.
Yep.
Demko was in net there with an 806 save percentage.
Oh my God. Demko.
Quinn Hughes had 2 goals and assists in that game. 2 for 3 on that power play, but 0 for 1 on that penalty kill. Then they went to Calgary and lost in overtime 4-5. Demko in net there, 878 save percentage. Aiden McDonough scored his first career NHL goal.
Sweet, I definitely know who that is.
Scored his first career NHL goal. They were outshot in that game 41-20.
Oh my God.
Yeah, got doubled up.
Calgary won a game where they outshot a team by 10 or more.
Yes, they did. And this was the game right here where Calgary, first game all season, where they were losing going into the third period and came back and won.
It's all coming together.
March
it's all coming up
31st.
Calgary. It's all coming up Calgary. Everything's coming up Millhouse.
Everything's coming up. Everything's coming up Millhouse, baby. Yeah, so that's good for Calgary. Finishing the week, getting eliminated, losing 1-4 against the Kings. 3 for 9 on their penalty kill. Sorry. 3 for 9 on their power play.
That's much better.
Much better.
Yeah.
6 for 9 on their penalty kill.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, it's funny. It's like the inverse of each other. Yeah.
Every team, every time they scored their power play, they lost on that penalty kill.
Vancouver.
They do have
maybe next year.
They do have some top players.
Oh, okay.
Brock Besser and Quinn Hughes both had 2 goals and 2 assists in those 3 games.
All right.
So they're putting up points, except for that Kings game. They're putting up points.
Except for that Kings game. Can't stop points. Putting up points.
Yep.
Most of the time.
Cannot stop.
Cannot play defense.
Like, again, Demko past 2 weeks was stealing games.
Not this week.
Not this week. He's doing his best.
Oh, no. Not this week.
When Quinn Hughes' best defensive pairing is Tyler Myers, you're not doing something right.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
You got Tyler Myers, you got Dermott, you got Ekman Larson, you got Shen.
Like 10 years ago, that would have been like, hell yeah, who's Quinn Hughes?
Right.
But and then otherwise, you're like, yeah, that's a pretty good defense right there 10 years ago.
Right. So this is what's in front of Demko and company.
You can cut him some slack.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. It's not his fault.
Cut Demko some slack.
It's not Jones's fault. It's not Silvas' fault. Silvas?
Yeah, I think it was it.
Dackard might have been in there.
Joey Dackard. I think that's his first name.
All right, next up is Seattle. 1-2 this week.
Ugh.
Exactly. 41, 26, and 9. They're 90 points, 4th in division. They're in the first wild card spot. My bad. They got 7 games left. They're 3 points up on the people chasing wild cards.
Yeah.
It's a little close.
Them people. Yeah, but I will say
they have some games.
The 7 games left is 2 more than everybody, I think, other than Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who's close, anyway. So they do have a little bit of room, but they gotta get their stuff together.
Stop playing like crap if you want to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Bert talked about this game where they started by losing to Minnesota. Grubauer started that game. He did not finish with a .692 save percentage. Jones finished it though.
6'9" though.
2.
Nice.
They outshot Minnesota 36-20. They beat Anaheim as they should 4-1. Matty Beniers had a goal and an assist. They outshot Anaheim 39. Want to guess?
10. Am I close?
You're closer than you'd think. 19. 39-19.
I got one that beats that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it against one of my teams?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I know exactly which one you're talking about. All right, 39-19. Matty Beniers, goal and assist. Then they lost to the Kings.
Oh, I actually have one further that beats that.
Ooh.
That's also against one of your teams.
Yeah, I know that one. I know that one too.
There's 2 games that beat that in the shot disparity.
Yep, I know that one.
It's insane.
I might have one that beats that.
Maybe. Oh, can I say really quick on I think it was Saturday night there was like an absurd amount of shutouts.
It was a bunch of shutouts and hat tricks.
Yeah. What? That was so weird.
Mm-hmm.
There was like 4 shutouts.
And like 5 hat tricks.
Yeah. It was just really strange.
And nothing else to say about that loss to the Kings.
Oh, yeah.
They were actually 6 for 6 on the penalty kill. I do say that because their penalty, it's not Vancouver level bad, but it's not good.
Hasn't been good.
So that's like 2-3 weeks in a row where they've been perfect. Jaden Schwartz is their top player, 2 goals, 1 assist.
That's crazy. That is Jaden Schwartz.
Yeah.
Who's their top player.
He when he's healthy, he's very good.
The power of the Schwartz.
Next up is San Jose.
Did you get that joke?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good.
Spaceballs.
I just want to make sure.
The search for more money.
That's Spaceballs too.
Yes.
Coming out soon.
San Jose.
You're covering your notes like I can read your handwriting.
Oh, that's true. What do you think their record was?
15-0.
Close. 3-0.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they went undefeated this week. They actually jumped up into the standings because they're 29.
They're at spitting distance of a wild card spot now.
It jumped up in standings because they're now 22. They beat 20.
Oh, wow.
They did it
I think
this
that's
week.
everybody now.
That's everybody.
20, yeah.
22, 39, 15. That's 59 points. That's 7th in the Pacific. They
Suck it,
passed
Anaheim.
Anaheim. They've officially been eliminated for a week now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes,
Bird talked about
everybody is over 20 wins. I just wanted to check.
Bird talked about this in the first game, shutting out Winnipeg. Shameful Winnipeg.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
3-0 loss. They got outshot 30-41, so Reimer made 41 for 41 saves.
Never mind. Keep going.
Noah Gregor, goal and assist.
All right.
Next up, they beat Vegas in overtime.
That's also pretty shameful for Vegas.
Yeah, it is. Reimer was in net again, but not as good this time, going 8.85 save percentage.
Somebody waved a rainbow flag in the audience that night.
He couldn't focus.
He couldn't handle it.
He couldn't handle it. Nope, not at all. Logan Couture had the overtime game winner in that game. Shit.
Shit, what are we doing? Game.
What am I doing? And then they finished by beating Arizona, like Bert said, 7-2.
That's not shameful. Arizona is also very
yes. Better than San Jose, though.
bad. Only technically. Technically correct, the best kind of correct.
Kokkonen was 29 for 31 in that game, 3 for 7 on that power play.
Yeah.
1 for 2 on that penalty kill. And then
The 3 for 7 makes up for it.
Noah Gregor got a hat trick.
Yeah, what the hell? This guy.
I don't know who Noah Gregor is.
The only reason I know who he is because I play hockey manager games because I'm a psychopath. And I grabbed him in one of the games that I was playing because he's a pretty good defensive forward.
Yeah.
But that does not translate to real life.
No, it does not.
Knowing him. But
Noah Gregor is their top player.
That's the only reason who I know who he is.
He's their top player with 4 goals and 1 assist.
Look at him. Killing it.
Eric Carlson also had 5 assists.
All right. Well,
He's going to hit 100 points.
hey,
Which is good for him.
He'll win the Norris probably. Even though
Him or Hughes, man.
Do they deserve to win it?
He's not a defensive problem.
Carlson isn't?
He's not the problem on that team defensively.
I guess that's fair. That's fair.
It's sad when he is one of the better defensemen.
That is pretty sad because he's not that good at defense.
No. He's good enough. But
he's fine. He's
one
fine.
of their better defensemen. All right, next up is Los Angeles.
Crazy he's going to hit 100 points, so that's nuts. Yeah.
His best, career. It's a career year for him.
Yeah, for real. Just had to get rid of Brett Burns.
Just had to.
To make sure that Eric Carlson had all the points.
Just stealing all of his points. And just had to not get injured one year.
Yeah, that also helps.
Yeah. Los Angeles was 2-2 this week. 45, 22, and 10. They have 100 points. They hit it. They have officially clinched the playoffs.
I do hope we get the rematch of. Oh, hold on.
Bless you.
Thank you.
I'm surprised your headphones didn't fly off. He plugged his nose and mouth when he sneezed.
I know I shouldn't do that, but I didn't want to sneeze really loudly on our podcast.
Literally thought you were going to lose your headphones.
Oh, my eye hurts a little bit
Oh,
now.
I'm so sorry.
I hope we get the rematch between LA and Edmonton.
The
first
rematch
round.
is going to be, if it is a rematch, it's going to be good.
I think so. I mean, LA almost beat them last year.
Yep.
And
LA's a better team this year than they were last year.
I would say Edmonton probably also is a better team this year. McDavid is playing better than he did, which is a lot to say because he played great last year.
Right. That supernova that he hit last year during Game 7, and then he kept it going, the Calgary series.
Until they played Colorado. But yeah.
I mean, he still went supernova, but no one else could keep up.
No one else, did anything. Yeah. He went Super Saiyan 3.
He did, and he's kept,
this year
he's
maybe
kept that going.
Him and Draisaitl might have to do the fusion dance and become Mick Draisaitl.
They've already done the fusion dance. They both hit 100 points.
That's true.
It's
I saw.
We're not on Edmonton yet.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Second, they are 1 point down from the top spot, like I said, with 5 games left.
All right.
They can easily take the division.
Vegas also has 5 games left. Is that what you said?
6 games.
6 games left. Okay.
Yeah.
So it might be a little harder, but
Edmonton has 5 games left, and they're 3 points away from the top spot.
Yes. Okay.
They lost to Calgary to start the week, losing 1-2. That ain't good.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Losing 1-2 in a very close game. Korpisalo was net with a .938 save percentage. Then they lost to Edmonton, and they got shut out by Edmonton 0-2. Korpisalo again was in net. They gave up a shorthanded goal, but Korpisalo went .946. They beat Seattle 3-1. Copley in net there with a .962. Grundstrom with a goal, and then they finished the week by beating Vancouver with Korpisalo back in net. Iafallo had a goal and had 2 goals in that game. Korpisalo had a .96 save percentage in that game. They were
pretty good.
Yeah, no, he had a great week. They just didn't put any run support up. 9 for 11 on the penalty kill, which you'd want better, and then
it's not the worst though.
Adjusted 0 for 8 on the
that's not good.
power play because they gave up a shorthanded goal against Edmonton. Iafallo is their top player with 2 goals and 2 assists.
All
Edmonton.
Right. Edmonton.
4-0.
Damn. Just keep rolling.
4-0.
Rolling.
We talked about 3 of their games so far, but they are 45, 23, and 9. That's 99 points. 2 back from the top spot, but 3 points from taking the top spot.
Right.
5 games left. Beating Arizona 5-4. Campbell was in net there. Didn't do great with a 8.79. Something crazy about Edmonton this week. Shorthanded goal in every single game.
Oh.
There was a shorthanded goal in every single game.
Oh, not they scored a shorthanded goal.
No, but they scored 3.
Oh.
The Vegas game, they had a shorthanded goal on them.
On them, right.
That was the only time.
Yeah.
So, Arizona 3 for 4 with a shorthanded goal, so 4 for 4.
Mm-hmm.
Nugent Hopkins had a goal and an assist. In the Vegas game, they had a shorthanded goal against Nugent Hopkins, 1 goal, 4 assists. 5.9 for Ryan Nugent Hopkins. They outshot Vegas 39-22. They shut out the Kings 2-0, like I just said, with Skinner in net, going 43 for 43. McDavid hit his 300th goal, and it was a shorthanded goal at that.
That's crazy. That's crazy. It's just interesting to me that he's even out there in that situation. You know?
Yeah, right? He's turned that defense up. Or maybe it was it had to have been.
He definitely had a shorthanded goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they finished it up with Anaheim shutting them out. Campbell shut them out.
Hey,
Bouncing back.
there you go.
Draisaitl with a hat trick in that game. 4 for 3 on the penalty kill. They were adjusted 15 for 13
Jeez.
on the penalty kill.
Jeez, oh man.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And then adjusted 5 for 12 on the power play.
Pretty good.
It's very good.
Pretty good.
Leon Draisaitl, 5 goals, 3 assists. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, 2 goals, 6 assists.
Hey man, maybe they got it this year. I don't know.
Yeah.
They've been on a roll since the second half of the season.
They've
looked good.
looked good.
Obviously, McDavid and Draisaitl.
Defensively, they've been a little bit better.
A little bit.
Obviously,
their penalty kill's playing pretty well.
Yep.
Their power play is obviously playing pretty well. So, you know.
It was against I believe it was
Maybe
against
they
the
got
Kings.
it this year.
Yeah, it was against the Kings because it was at home. McDavid's brother was there, Cam.
Oh, the guy that looks exact. Are they twins?
They're not.
They're not. They look so similar.
They look exactly the same.
Yeah.
They had Cam in the press booth during it,
Yeah.
and interviewed him. All of the charisma.
Cam got all of it.
Cam got all
Well,
of it.
of course, he's not a hockey robot.
All of the skill went to Connor, but all of the charisma.
I would love to implore the NHL, just let your players have just a bit of attitude about them. Because I think it would make the game more fun.
The problem is some of those good players have been coached since high school.
No, I know,
They've been coached
but
since high school.
I get why they're like that, but let your guys have a little swagger about them. You know, it would make it more fun.
It was funny because it's we have Connor McDavid at home.
Yeah. He's like the good value Connor McDavid.
Exactly.
What's his name? Cam
McDavid.
Cam McDavid. Yeah, that's true. That is funny. They look so similar.
They were the same.
And they are brothers, but
Well, he was talking about he's just everyone's walking around wearing my face, wearing my jersey, and
it's it's crazy.
Right.
They really like me.
Exactly.
I
was
think
crazy.
I would just
make him do all of Connor McDavid's press.
That'd be pretty funny.
Oh my god, he was hilarious.
They'd be like, "Hey, you got kind of a little chubby after the game. What happened there?" Oh, I had a big post-game meal.
He's not even big.
No, I know, but
he looks.
His face is just a little rounder
than
than Connor's, but that is funny. I would just like to implore the NHL, just like WWE did. We need to enter the Attitude Era, baby.
Heck, NBA, man.
The NBA. That's why it's so popular. Well, one of the reasons why it's so popular is
they
just
let their players be themselves.
They're okay, you got to wear suits to the game, but you can be
suits
funny.
is in quotation marks for the NBA.
But they're you could be funny, you could be trash talky, laughing it up.
It's because it's fun with Marshawn. One of the reasons Marshawn's adored.
Well, and hated.
But
that would breed more of it.
No, I mean Marshawn's hated because of
the licking.
More than the licking. The licking was funny.
It's the licking.
But in the St. Louis game, because I watched this, it was a TNT.
I know.
They were interviewing Marshawn. They asked about Binnington because he was in net. It's just yeah, man, he took the spot as most hated from me. I'm really appreciative.
He's making me look good.
Yeah, he's making me look good.
Making me look like an angel.
And then they interviewed Krug on St. Louis because he used to play
for Boston.
For Boston for a long time. It's just all that friendship goes away, especially with that big nosed one.
But that he's not gonna say that unless they're friends.
Right.
Exactly. He's taking a dig at his friend. I would to you,
Right.
But we need more of that. We need more of that in the NHL.
We need more.
Because it would be so funny if Edmonton and Pittsburgh were playing each other and Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby were shit-talking each other the entire day previously.
Literally.
And Crosby's just I'll show that little bitch who the real best player is.
It's not even that. When Ryan Miller lit up Lucic in an interview, I need... because he ran them.
Yeah.
I need more actual beefs.
Yeah, we could use it.
I need more beefs. I need
Like
more
personal beefs.
friendships.
Yeah.
Like at the same
Friendships
time.
are good too. It can all be a part of it.
100%.
But like, well, you know what? I'll give it to
like when Mike Trout, like when Shohei Ohtani struck out Mike Trout to win the World Baseball Classic, and Trout's just like, yeah, you got this round. Like,
I'll get him next time.
I'll get him next time. So I'll
get him next year when he signs with a different team.
They're friends, and then they go against each other, and then they're like friends and teammates, and now they're back to playing each other, and they just went back to back the other day.
Yeah, right, yeah. So I think the NHL is long overdue to enter its attitude era.
It's because they don't have any players of color. That's the problem.
There's some.
Yeah. Wayne Simmons is great.
That's true. He is.
He added to it.
Is.
Ryan Reeves is excellent.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why we need more players of color.
You heard it here first. BuzzPucks says we need more players of color in the NHL.
That's why baseball.
Straight up.
That's why baseball became fun. They integrated.
Well, that and they put the pitch clock in this year. Much better.
I mean, yeah, but like.
No, you're right. But it would be fun if there was like it doesn't even just have to be black players. It could be like every creed of humanity. I wish was all in the NHL because it'd be very funny.
You think those boring white guys were doing bat flips in baseball? No.
Stupid. Let's move on. Attitude era.
Need it. Just finished with Edmonton.
We need players from South America. That would be awesome. Like the Brazilians are icing a team this year in the Winter Olympics.
We need more people like Yakupov. Yes, he's white.
No, Yakupov?
Like his celebrations.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
his goal celebrations.
Well, no, Ovechkin to a certain extent too. In his old days.
Yes, but not as much.
Not as much anymore. Not as much as old man Ovechkin, who looks like he punches trees down.
He looks like he's 45, but he's 37.
Yeah, he must drink a lot of vodka in the offseason.
He went gray real early.
He did, yeah, he did. It makes him look older.
Give me a hockey Ricky Henderson.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
shout out to the dollop.
God, no, I
mean, I knew kind of about Ricky Henderson before that.
Yes, but also Ricky Henderson transcends all.
Ricky Henderson. Or Rube.
Oh, Rube Waddell.
He was just more, I think, maybe mentally challenged, but he was really good at baseball.
I need a hockey player who will chase fire engines.
And be distracted by a puppy that's in the audience. That might be me.
Respect.
That would be me.
All right.
Okay, where are we?
We're on Calgary.
Okay.
We only have 2 teams left. Calgary went 3-0 this week. They're picking it up. They beat the Kings. They beat Vancouver in overtime. That was the game I talked about the first time all season. They were down going into the third, and they
look at them putting on their big boy
comeback. Markstrom with an 8 save percentage in that game, though.
An 8.
Yep.
Straight up 8.
9-7 against the Kings, but 8. Against the Vancouver. That was the 8th time this year he has given up a goal on the first shot on net. He's not played well this year.
That's really bad.
He's not played well this year. Tyler Toffoli had 2 goals in that game. They outshot Vancouver 41-20, and then they beat the Ducks. They had to come back for it, 5-4. Shoot.
Okay.
Markstrom started this game, but
he
didn't finish. 7 for 9.
Really? Saves?
Yeah.
They pulled him on that?
I don't know.
That's kind of a quick hook.
I saw Vladar. I mean, Vladar was only 11 for 13.
That's also not very good.
No. But I did see Vladar in the net.
I wonder if it was because of that first game. They kind of had Markstrom on a short leash.
Maybe. Tyler Toffoli had 2 assists in that game, and they also outshot the Ducks 41-22 in that game. 3 for 11 on their power play, 4 for 5 on their penalty kill. Tyler Toffoli is their top player with 2 goals and 2 assists. The Calgary Flames, they're not officially out of it. They are 36, 26, and 15. Those loser points help them.
Oh, yeah.
That's 87 points. That's 5th in this division. They have 5 games left, and they are only 2 points out of the second wild card spot.
They're right there.
Right there.
They ain't out of it yet. As much as their season has been pretty disappointing overall, they're not out of the playoffs yet.
They're not out of it yet. Especially
coming down to the wire.
Especially if Winnipeg and Seattle keep pooping the bed.
Yeah.
Winnipeg has been pooping the bed.
Winnipeg has been pretty bad.
The past 2-3 weeks. So
past like month.
Yeah.
Winnipeg's really fallen back.
They might let Calgary right in there.
Winnipeg was at the top of the Central Division at a certain point.
And that's one of those things where a lot of Winnipeg fans would be fine with Blake Wheeler and Mark Scheifele leaving because it's just another story of them not being able to be motivated.
Yeah.
Did you see that interview with the coach?
No.
And Scheifele? The coach said some players need to step up their game, and if they think they're if they think they're giving everything, we got to have a conversation.
Yeah.
And then earlier, Mark Scheifele said he wasn't going to change the way he's been playing. The reporter said that to the coach, visibly rolled his eyes.
That tells you all you need to know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He just this defeated eye roll
Jesus.
Right. So.
Right.
We'll see what
happens in the off season.
So there was a lot of talk in the offseason, this past offseason, about Mark Scheifele specifically.
Yep.
And then Winnipeg was playing well, so all that talk went away. And now
it's back.
Now it's back.
Now it's back.
And Scheifele's back at the forefront.
Everybody take polls on where Scheifele's going to be next year. Because I'm sure, especially if they miss the playoffs, I'm sure that will be the only thing that is talked about.
Yep. I mean, Pierre-Luc Dubois going to Montreal is... But he's not, giving up.
No,
he's still putting that effort out there. All right, we're going to finish up with Anaheim. Anaheim did Anaheim things and lost all 4 games.
Hey. Race to the bottom, baby.
Race to the bottom. 23, 44, 10.
Wow.
56 points.
54 losses overall.
Yep, overall 54 losses. They lost to Colorado 1-5.
Can they reach 60?
Yes.
How many games left do they have?
I don't care.
Oh, okay. I guess it doesn't matter.
They weren't even in the hunt, so
I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah.
5 or 6.
So maybe they can't reach 60 losses.
Lost to Colorado 1-5. Lost to Seattle 1-4. Lost to Edmonton 0-6, and then lost to Calgary 4-5. So that's where all the goals came from. Vetrano had 2 goals and an assist in that game. Good for him.
Look at him.
They were outshot against Colorado 30-44, then 19-39, then
goodness.
Close game against Edmonton.
Oh.
Not a 10 shot disparity. And then 22-41.
Anaheim.
-1 for 9 on their power play. And then 6 for 10 on their penalty kill.
Oh boy, hitting all the cylinders this week.
Yeah. In their loss against Seattle, Dostal was had a .921 save percentage. 1-4 loss.
That's pretty good.
.921 save percentage.
That's pretty good.
And no other point was above 9.
Well, yeah, that one game.
Yeah, you had that one game.
Well, that's Anaheim.
That's Anaheim. They don't get top player.
Nah.
All right, for news, I don't have a lot for the Pacific. We're going to start out with Anaheim. Terry is out for personal reasons.
Okay.
Missed the last game. We don't know how long he will be out. For the Kings, Velarde, Edler, and Anderson are all currently day-to-day for upper body injuries.
I keep forgetting Edler is on LA.
Anderson has missed 2 games, and he left the Edmonton game early after McDavid boarded him.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And then,
where's all the posts about McDavid being a dirty player? Actually being a dirty player.
And Fiala has only missed 1 game so far.
Okay.
Velarde has missed the entire week. For San Jose, Barbanov has missed the last 3 games with a lower body injury, and then Matt Benning has missed the last 2 games with a lower body injury as well. We'll see how they are going
forward.
Vancouver, Podkolskin has missed the last 4 games with an undisclosed injury. He's missed the entire week. Philip Ronick has been shut down with a shoulder surgery.
God, they traded for him.
Well, he only played 3 games.
Yeah.
For them.
Well, he's signed through next year.
Yes.
So.
He was injured when they traded for him.
Oh, that's right.
So those 3 games were to kind of figure out where he'd fit. He played very well in those 3 games, but they're just like, all right, we're not hunting for the playoffs right now.
Yeah, best just
fixed,
get you rehabbed and surgery, whatever.
You'll be ready for next year. So it makes sense.
Sure.
And then finally with not Vancouver, Vegas. Shea Theodore has missed the last 2 games with an undisclosed injury. He's questionable going forward.
Well, hopefully he's back by the playoffs.
Yes, hope. He should be.
All right. Let's move on to the Metropolitan Division. Starting with Carolina, they went 2-2 this week. They lost to Tampa Bay 4-0 to start off the week, where they outshot Tampa Bay 31-21. They then lost to Detroit 3-2.
Yes, they did.
Where they outshot Detroit 33-22. But they turned it around. They shut out Montreal 3-0, where they outshot Montreal, ladies and gentlemen, 50-14.
Yeah, there it is, baby.
Obviously,
that was the game that we were both talking about.
There's one worse, but there is.
It's the Ottawa?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ranta made those 14 saves for the shutout. And Stasny had a goal and an assist. Did you remember Paul Stasny was on Carolina? Because I didn't.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Good for you. Shows you how much I pay attention. I have to cover 16 teams. I forget guys that are on every team. All right. I don't want to hear it.
It's hard.
I don't want to hear it, Mom. and our other friend Marissa, the only 2 people I have confirmed that listen every week. Carolina then finished off their week by beating the Islanders 2-1.
Yep.
They outshot the Islanders 35-22. Outshot everybody and won 2 games.
Yep. And that's how it goes sometimes.
Freddie Anderson was 21-22 saves in that game.
He got a new helmet that's dope.
He does have a pretty dope new helmet. They don't actually have a top player, although their scoring was kind of spread out.
That's fair.
Ranta and I keep wanting to say Rantanen. It's Ranta. Ranta and Anderson played good in the last 2 games, but not in the previous 2 games. So, that's just how it is. They just don't get a top player this week. Doesn't mean they had a better week, though.
Oops. All right, I have a couple teams like that.
Moving on.
I just have one team like that.
To Columbus. 1-2-1.
Hey!
Hey!
That's 3 points.
That's 3 points for Columbus, still at the bottom of the Eastern Conference. Starting off their week by losing to the Rangers 6-2. Excuse me. Johnny Gaudreau had a goal and an assist. They lost to Boston, in overtime.
Yep.
2-1.
Yep.
Hutchinson was 29-31 saves in that game.
It's a very close game.
Then they got smoked by Florida 7-0.
Yep.
Where they were outshot 49-21. Yeah, that's a pretty bad game.
Yep, that's bad. But then they beat Washington.
But then they beat. Was it Washington? I think it was Ottawa.
Oh,
It was Ottawa. That was last week.
Last
they beat
week,
Washington.
my bad.
And then they beat Ottawa in overtime, 4-3. Where Johnny Gaudreau had 2 assists, and Marchenko had a goal and an assist, including the overtime game winner. But guess what? They don't have a top player.
Nope. Boone Jenner had a good game against Ottawa.
Sure.
I watched
Captain Boone.
Watched some of that game.
Did you?
Yeah.
Subtle flex by Clay, but that's okay.
I watched a bunch of hockey this week.
That's fine. I'm just joking.
I watched way too much.
I should have watched more.
It's in my dreams at this point.
Good. Welcome to my world. The Devils are up next, going 2-2 this week. A lot of 2-2s this week in the Metropolitan Division.
It's because they played the Atlantic and it didn't go well.
Well, they played the Atlantic and each other.
Yeah.
They lost to the Islanders 5-1 to start off the week. Pretty bad game for the Devils. They then beat the Rangers 2-1, where Vanacek was 24 of 25. They beat Chicago 6-3, where they outshot Chicago 40-17. I forgot about that game.
Yep.
Howla, Boquist, Meyer, and Hamilton each had a goal and an assist in this game. And then they lost to Winnipeg 6-1.
Yep.
And this is another team that all of their scoring was pretty spread out, so they don't have a top player.
Gotcha.
Moving on to the Islanders. You'll never guess. Also went 2-2 this week. They beat the Devils, as I just mentioned, 5-1. Palmieri had 2 goals and an assist, quietly having a pretty good season for the Islanders. Yeah, Kyle Palmieri. Kyle? Oh my. They then beat Washington 2-1 in a shootout where Bo Horvat and Kyle
Ooh, Kyle.
each scored in the shootout. They then got shut out by Tampa Bay. That, I believe, is 2 shutouts for Tampa Bay. I've counted against my teams already. 5-0 was that game.
Yep.
And then they lost to Carolina 2-1 the end of the week, where Sorokin was 33 of 35. And yet again, they don't have a top player because all of their scoring was kind of spread out.
Anders Lee.
I hate you.
Yeah, I know.
The Rangers are up next. 2-1-1. They were actually at the top of the bit.
I hate Brock Nelson.
I hate him too.
Yeah, he always scores.
Every time I say that, though, it makes me think of How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey. That's like, hate, double hate, loathe, entirely. The Rangers went 2-1-1 this week. They were 3 for 9 on the power play. They beat Columbus 6-2, where Panarin, Trocheck, and Zibanejad each had a goal and an assist.
Bad man.
Bad Zibanejad. Fox had 2 assists in that game. What?
Continue.
You loved my song. I understand.
No, I do.
You were
No,
shell-shocked by how
yeah.
good my song was. They then lost to New Jersey 2-1, where Shesterkin was 29 of 31 on saves in a losing effort.
Yep.
They then lost to Buffalo in overtime 3-2. That's all there is to say about that game.
Right.
I'm sure you'll have more to say about Buffalo, but
Yeah.
that's it for the Rangers. And then they beat Washington 5-2, where Panarin had 3 assists, Trocheck 2 assists, and Keandre Miller had a goal and an assist. And Panarin finally breaking the streak of no top players in the Metro. Panarin is their top player with a goal and 4 assists.
Sorry, I
What
was.
were you looking up?
Zibanejad's ethnicity.
He is Iranian and Swedish.
Yes.
He is an interesting mix.
I knew the Swedish. It was.
Well, I remember a couple of years ago.
I was stuck between Iranian or Armenian, so that's kind of where it was.
There was a weird thing a few years ago when the ever wise Donald Trump imposed those
Those hockey bans.
no, well, they weren't
Not
specifically
hockey,
hockey
sorry.
bans, but the
I'm
travel bans from people from the Middle East.
I'm looking at hockey. That's why I said hockey. I'm sorry. I'm drunk.
It was just
Yes.
a pretty racist thing to do.
Very much racist.
And I do remember at the time people were like, "Is Zibanejad going to be allowed to come here?"
Right.
Because he's half Iranian. But I mean, it didn't end up being an issue. But I remember them, and that's when I found out. I was like, "He's half Iranian? That's crazy."
He's half Iranian, and then his mom is Finnish, but born in Sweden.
Oh, so he's only technically Swedish.
He's only technically Swedish.
That's interesting.
Yeah, right?
He's an interesting man.
Very
Very good hockey player.
bad man.
He's a bad man. Moving on to Philly. 1-2-1 this week.
Yeah, I know.
I know. They beat Montreal 3-2 to begin the week. Morgan Frost had 2 goals in that game. They lost to Ottawa in overtime 5-4.
Yep.
However,
Yeah.
Ottawa outshot them 46-11.
Yeah.
What happened, Ottawa? You gave up 11 shots and 4 of them scored.
I'll get to that.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, people.
I'm so sorry, microphone. Cam York and Tony DeAngelo, both defensemen for Philadelphia, had a goal and an assist.
Mm-hmm.
They then lost to Buffalo 6-3, where they outshot Buffalo 42-29.
It was a very close game, and then Buffalo took over at one point.
Just overtook.
Yeah.
Morgan Frost had another 2 goals in this game. And then they finished off their week by losing to the Penguins 4-2. Not really anything else to say for Philly in that game.
Disappointing.
They almost came back to tie that game. Pittsburgh
I know.
went up 3-0. And
Yeah.
They almost tied it, which was just maddening for me to watch. Morgan Frost is their top player, even though they didn't have a good week. He did 4 goals, 2 assists.
Wow, good for him.
Yeah. Young centerman for the Flyers. Moving on to Pittsburgh, their cross-state rivals, also went 2-2 this week, much like several other teams in this division.
Yeah.
They were 4 for 20 on the power play this week. 4 for 20.
Who are you on right now?
Pittsburgh.
1, that's an awful power play.
Yeah.
2,
It's not good.
you had 20
I know.
in 4 games?
4 games. Yeah.
What?
I'm aware. Including at least a 30-second long 5-on-3 against Boston that they did not score on.
No, they didn't.
And they were 10 for 14 on the penalty kill.
Oh, my God.
They might have been 4-0 had they scored any more goals on their power play. They started off the week losing just in really maddeningly angering. I hate
Detroit?
this game. To Detroit, 7-4.
Oh, I watched this game.
Where I think they went down 4-0.
3-0.
3-0. Okay, but they came back and tied it at 4 going into the third period, and then immediately gave up the lead in the third.
Close.
Am I close?
You're close.
I blocked out some of this game.
So, first period, Detroit's up 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
Second period,
Oh, it was 3-3 going into the third.
3-3.
You're right.
Then Detroit scored.
And then Pittsburgh tied.
Then Pittsburgh tied.
And then Detroit scored again almost immediately.
Well, Pittsburgh tied almost immediately, and then Perron went off in the third period. But continue.
Stupid fucking, I hate hockey. They outshot Detroit 39-25 in this game. They were 2 for 6 on the power play and 1 for 3 on the penalty kill.
Yep.
Raquel and Malkin each had 2 assists in this game. They then shut out Nashville 2-0, where they outshot Nashville 45-28. Tristan Jarry had 28 saves in the shutout. Motherfucker. They then lost a close game to Boston 4-3.
Yes.
They were outshot by Boston 35-24, and they were 1 for 3 on the penalty kill in this game. Rust did his best, had 2 goals and an assist in this game. That's a super frustrating game because Pittsburgh would either tie or take the lead in the game, and then Boston would score within a minute.
Yep.
Every single time.
Yep.
Thank you, defense and Tristan Jarry. They beat Philly to end the week 4-2. Ricard.
I wasn't sure what was going to happen going into that game.
With the Boston game?
No, with the Philly game.
The Philly game? Oh. The podcast would have been canceled if they had lost that game. No, I'm just kidding. But Raquel had 2 goals, including the first goal of the game where it was off of a face-off. He shot it way high, but it bounced in such a way that it bounced right down, hit off the goalie, went in the net.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, it was really
beautiful.
It was a really funny goal. And if it had happened to the Penguins, I would have been really mad. Malkin, Crosby, and Dumoulin had 2 assists each in that game. Brian Rust and Ricard Raquel and Evgeny Malkin are their top players because they all had 5 points this week. Oh,
yeah.
Hold on. Let's backtrack to Philly really quick. Evgeny Malkin had 18 penalty minutes in that game. 18. Including getting kicked out of the game in the third period for saying something nasty to the ref.
I had stopped watching that game once I saw Pittsburgh was up.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
once
that's fair.
they were up 3-0.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But you should know. You should be like, oh, they're going to blow this lead. Because they've done it, I don't know, a million times this year. It happened early-ish in the third period. Malkin did get high-sticked. The refs missed that call.
Yeah.
And then I don't think he'd retaliated. I think he was just mouthing off to the ref. So he got 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct. He got a game misconduct and 10 minutes on top of that.
Mitch Marner got a game misconduct, and I'm trying to figure out why.
That is weird.
Was it Marner or was it Bunting?
But
I can't remember. Either way, I don't know why.
Well, I don't know what Malkin said to the ref that got him kicked out of the game, but he must have said something that hurt the ref's feelings because he got kicked. And I usually watch hockey games with the sound off because 9 times out of 10, even the Pittsburgh guys, I don't care what they have to say. And So I was watching the game and doing something else at the same time, and I looked over and I saw him walking down the rink or to the hallway to go to the locker room. I was like, oh shit, he got hurt.
Hurt.
And then I saw the replay where he got high sticked. I was like, ooh, I hope he's okay. And then and then my mom texted me and was like, did you see this? And he got kicked out of the game. I was like, oh, he got kicked out of the game. But he had 4 minor penalties in this game on top of the 10-minute thing, and that's the first time since 2019 that a single Penguins player has gotten 4 minors in one game, and it was also Evgeny Malkin.
That's hilarious.
He has the most penalty minutes in Penguins history.
Yes, he does.
Which is so funny.
He hit that last week, right?
No, it was earlier this season. It wasn't last week. It was earlier this season.
There was something penalty minutes wise with Malkin pretty recent.
I think maybe he hit 1,000.
That's what it
but
was.
he had already beat the record.
Okay,
for
cool. Yeah. He hit 1,000.
He's over 1,000 now. Yeah. Also to mention about that Philly game, that was Chris Letang's 1,000th game.
If you weren't going to mention it, I was because
I'm glad I backtracked to it. I had forgotten. That is Chris Letang's 1,000th game, which is like, oh yeah, that's great. But really, that is a major accomplishment for Letang, who has had 2 strokes and 1 this year.
2 strokes, blood clot in his leg, or was that Stamkos?
That was Stamkos and Pascal Dupuis. That happened to a couple of guys.
Well, I thought
that forced Dupuis to retire. Actually.
Right. Well, I thought Letang had one of those.
So.
I think it was okay.
I mean, among a myriad of other injuries,
strokes and concussions. How about that?
Yeah. Well, plus a myriad of other injuries. He has fought through a lot in his career, and you can attribute some of that to the way he plays. He is a high danger offensive player. He can throw his body around if he wants to, but like the stroke thing, he does have a heart defect that has caused that to happen. It's incredible that he has reached 1,000 games. Really, it really is.
100%.
So congratulations on him. I love Chris Letang. I think they'll probably retire his number whenever his career is over. Maybe he makes the Hall of Fame. Maybe.
It's
I don't
one
know.
of those things where when those 3 are retired,
their numbers are going to go in the rafters.
Their numbers are going in the rafters. The 3 of them, maybe you throw Fleury in there, get a statue. If you make a statue of the 4 of them together,
I could see them doing that. I think they will retire Fleury's number 2.
Yeah, but he's got to stop playing first.
Yeah, whenever that is. Because I think there was some player that was new to the Penguins this year that asked for 29, and they were like, no, you're not wearing that.
Though, Yager and Lemieux have a statue?
Lemieux does.
Okay.
Yager does not, but Yager is still playing, technically.
I understand Yager in the sense, well, he hasn't played in the NHL for a while. But also Yager has jumped around.
Yeah, he was really a mercenary after he left the Penguins.
Yeah.
I still think whenever his career is over, I do think the Penguins will retire Yager's number 2. So that's 5 numbers that in the near future will probably be in the rafters of the Penguins. But yeah, congratulations, Chris Letang. And he has had a tough year too. His father unfortunately passed away.
So he's had a rough year.
So, and he had a stroke this year. Mm-hmm. So congrats. Anyway, Rust 3 goals, 2 assists for the Penguins this week. Raquel 2 goals and 3 assists, and Malkin 5 assists and 18 penalty minutes against the Flyers. Good old Evgeny Malkin.
Good old Evgeny Malkin.
Washington went 0-2-1
in the basement.
Yeah, they're. I'm not gonna say they're giving up, but they're like whatever, which is fine because now I believe they're in the bottom 11.
Yes, they are.
Connor Bedard playing with.
If not Bedard, then
Alex Ovechkin.
Fantelli,
Matvei Mishikov.
So with 11, you can only jump up to 2.
That could get Fantilli or Matvei Mishikov, who is Russian. Mm-hmm. Who is Russian. And also supposed to be pretty good. Not Connor Bedard, but I almost said McDavid.
Yeah, I know, but that's fair.
0-2-1. -1 for 6 on the power play.
Yup.
They lost to the Islanders in a shootout 2-1 to begin their week. They lost to Tampa Bay 5-1.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all Tampa Bay's games that I've covered now?
Yes, you have.
It's funny. They gave up 1 goal this week.
They gave up 1 goal. It was to Washington, which makes me feel great about Washington.
And then they lost to the Rangers 5-2. I don't know what happened at the end of the third period of this game, but there were 3 fights, and I guess there was a scrum of some sort. I did not, unfortunately, watch this
I
game.
blinked, and, like, I had no idea what was going on at the end. Faravari went with Vazzy or something like that.
Oh, VC.
VC.
Yeah. Tom Wilson fought somebody. There was a fight earlier in the game too.
Yeah.
I take that back. There was 2 fights at the end of the game, and then Ovechkin got a penalty somewhere in there too for roughing.
I had the game on.
It's not like paying attention though.
And during the third period, there was a lot going on, so I wasn't paying close attention in the third. Strome did the first Washington goal was off Igor Shesterkin's back.
Oh, so nice! Just like that Penguin goal.
Yeah, no, but his was intentional.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sure if you asked Ricard Raquel, that was also intentional.
That is true.
It definitely was not.
But which made me feel good. But like, yeah. Tank for picks. Yeah. Give me a good pick. It's a deep draft.
Hey, and if they can jump up high, if they can jump up in the top 3, it would make me really mad. But I know it would make you happy.
It make me happy.
And you know what? I'm happy when you're happy.
You're, again, with sports...
Even though you do not reciprocate that.
With sports, I do not reciprocate. I was going to say you're a better person than me.
I mean, that's also true. That's why I'm the Right Honorable Reverend Bert. Anyway, let's move on to news. Oh, Washington does not have a top player. Let's move on to news. Just a few things. Blackenberg, Goodbranson, and Olivier for Columbus. All 3 of those are on Columbus. All done for the season, but that's like 5 more games.
Right.
So. The Rangers re-signed Philip Hedl to a 4-year, $4.44 million contract. Really good contract.
Damn it.
Really good contract. I think Hedl should have asked for more.
I hate this because of how good of a contract this is.
Yeah, it's a really good signing for the Rangers.
Excellent contract.
Yeah. I'm so tired of talking about the Pride Night debacles.
Okay. What we can say is for the Pride Night, because they
St. Louis is not doing Pride Night this week. Or
no,
tonight,
they're not.
I think.
And then Kuzmenko pulled out of Vancouver's, and Quinn Hughes put Pride Night basically like he said it out right. I should have looked up the quote and had it locked and loaded, but hit the nail on the head for how like we feel, and then he feels specifically about Pride Night. Give me 1 second.
This is all Ivan Provorov's fault. Anyway, Gary Bettman has said that they're kind of looking to reevaluating Pride Night. Which I don't know what that means, but hey, you know what? If you're gonna take it away, you should take away all the military.
I agree.
Like grandstanding as well.
I think I found it.
That was the last thing in my news.
Yes. So Kuzmenko and Lyubushkin had both said for the recent Russian law.
Yes.
Which started this year, which was anti-LGBTQ.
It's literally like if you support LGBTQ at all, you get arrested.
Right.
So like I will cut the Russians some slack.
I will cut them some slack. Yeah. And also apparently and there have been Russians who have supported Pride Night, like Dadanov, like Malkin.
Ovechkin. Oh wait, no, you said
Ovechkin doesn't. Sorry.
The Caps don't even do one. Right?
Caps don't do jerseys.
They do something.
They do tape and stuff like that, and they did flub it.
I think what's probably going to happen is that they're going to have like maybe events around games and just not have the players do it.
The Caps overall flubbed their Pride Night because instead of just handing them sticks with Pride tape already wrapped, they were just like wrap your stick.
Yeah. But you know what? Rainbows are sick. Yeah. Why wouldn't you want rainbow tape on your...
So, all right. Here is the Quinn Hughes quote. Everyone has their own beliefs, and it's not my place to tell someone what to believe in, but I know we have pride in wearing that jersey. It's about just, feeling welcomed and enjoying the game. If someone enjoys the game, you should be able to find the same joy from it as anyone else. We preach hockey is for everyone, and I certainly believe that it is. And if you say you believe in it, then you should be able to put the jersey on.
Damn straight.
Damn straight.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it at that.
There it is. Now, going back to the Russians, specifically like Lyubushkin and Kuzmenkov, who said straight up with the law, that was giving them hesitation.
I'll cut the Russian players some slack for that. They're thinking about their families.
They're thinking about their families, and they're also kind of thinking about themselves in the sense that.
Don't forget Fedotov, who we'll never see him again. Probably.
Also, Kaprizov had trouble getting out of the country in the first place.
That's true.
Russia apparently has a 1-year mandatory military service if you're under 26, which a lot of athletes gets waived. Waived for. But
for some reason, Fedotov, it did not get waived. So they sent him to Siberia or something.
So like Dadonov, Malkin, they don't have to worry about that anymore.
Well, I will say Malkin kind of literally escaped from his team.
Yes.
Yeah.
But some of these other guys, if they want to go home, they don't want to even risk getting picked up for that.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Because they'll be like, guess what? Now you got to have to do your military service.
Now you have to do your military service. Also, I was seeing this in Vancouver specifically.
You know those guys are going straight to the front in Ukraine.
100%.
Yeah.
Also, like during the Hong Kong protests that were going on like last year, 2 years ago, a lot of the people in I was seeing this in the Vancouver community thread. A lot of people who are from Hong Kong in Vancouver, they started censoring themselves online because if they wanted to go home, they didn't want to worry about getting arrested. So, like...
I get it.
It's...
For the Russians, I will cut them some slack for this. I will not cut the slack for Reimer and the Stalls or whoever.
No. Well, even Provorov, because he said religious.
Maybe he was just trying to not say it or whatever, but...
Like, that's my thing. If you're worried about the safety of your family, of yourself going back to your homeland, that's fair. But if you're saying it for religious purposes, especially if you're not from that area, I don't care.
Yeah, that's not good enough.
Yeah. All right,
let's move on.
So we're going to leave it with what Quinn Hughes has said.
Pretty good message from Quinn Hughes.
Exactly.
Pretty good message.
Also, Vancouver's and Calgary's, they had their Pride Night basically together, and their logos were sick.
Dude, Florida's was killer.
Florida,
their jerseys were sick.
Florida Panthers are the first Pride Night.
Were they?
They were the first team to do Pride Night, which
look at them.
Totally makes sense when you think about that they're from Miami.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Their jerseys were really cool, though.
Yes,
they incorporated the rainbow iconography into their jerseys very, very well.
Yes.
That should just be their third jersey, honestly.
I'm
done with news. That was it with news.
Okay. We are moving on to the Atlantic, where we're finishing up. Starting off with Boston. 3-1.
Uh-oh.
Fallen
from grace.
The first team to hit 60 wins this season.
Yeah.
They're the fastest team to hit 60 wins ever.
Yeah, I think they only need 3 more wins to break the record.
They do only need 3 more wins to break the record because they're 60, 12, and 5. It's 125 points. President's Trophy. We got it. Yes.
They already locked that up. Yeah.
They started their week by losing to Nashville 1-2.
They did.
They did, and they also admit that they didn't take this game seriously as they should, and they got punched for it. Which, respect.
Yeah, respectful.
Like, they looked at that as a trap game. Sorry.
I'll lose a little bit more respect some of the bitching they did after a game later on in the week.
That's fair.
Well, it's some bitching that their coach did specifically.
Okay,
a really weird statement, honestly.
I didn't see this statement.
I'll tell you.
All right.
Here, keep going. I'll pull it up.
So yeah, they lost in Nashville in a game where they will admit that they didn't take seriously, or as seriously as they should, and got punished for it. 1-2. Allmark was in net, going with a .955 save percentage with this win. Pasternak had a goal there. They outshot Nashville 36-23. Then they beat Columbus 2-1 in overtime. Allmark in net again with a 9.62 save percentage. Pasternak had a goal there. Then they beat Pittsburgh 4-3. Swayman was in net. That's why so many goals were scored. Can't say that because of St. Louis, but whatever. I will. Pasternak had a hat trick in that game. They outshot Pittsburgh 35-24, and then they finished their week by beating St. Louis in overtime. Not just overtime, but in a shootout, eliminating them from the playoffs. Allmark in net there with a 9.21 save percentage. Trent Frederick had 2 assists in that game, and it's 2 assists instead of 1 goal and 1 assist because Jake DeBrusk stole his goal. And specifically, it was basically an open net. It was a rebound that left Bennington.
There was a game I remember Kessel did that to somebody, but it was like rolling. It was open, rolling into the net, and Kessel just like tipped it in at the end, and everybody was like, "Come on!"
No, it was a rebound off Bennington. DeBrusk and Frederick both went for it to slap that in. Trent Frederick got there first and basically shot it into DeBrusk's stick and then in.
I see.
So that's why I say stole his goal.
Funny.
Yeah,
that is
funny. So he had 2 assists. Boston, their power play 4 for 15.
Okay.
It's solid.
Yeah, that's fine.
Penalty kill 20 for 20.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Took 20 penalties?
He took 20 penalties.
I don't even think, just remembering back, Pittsburgh had 20 power plays. I don't think they had that many against Boston. I think they only had 3 against Boston.
They had 6 against Boston.
Did they?
Yes, they
did. Never mind.
Also, going into the shootout, Dmitry Orlov had a goal in overtime called back for offsides, so then they ended up winning in the shootout. Pasternak is their top player with 5 goals and 1 assist. He has hit 100 points on the season. He is the 4th player to do so behind McDavid, Draisaitl, and Kucherov in that order.
There's like 5 or 6 more players that are getting really close. Like I know Robertson's getting really close.
Robertson's getting close.
Carlson.
Thompson's 11 points away.
Yeah. That might be hard for him.
That might be hard because he's been missed the last week, but
Yeah.
we'll get to that. Continue with your quote because you have it and you are looking at me like you want to say it.
After the Pittsburgh game for Boston, Jim Montgomery said they challenged a goal that Pittsburgh scored for goaltender interference. And some reporter asked him, okay, how sure of the challenge were you? And Jim Montgomery says, okay, we thought it was a goalie interference because Swayman was hit in the head. Now you know how there used to be the Jordan rules in the NBA. I've been here in Pittsburgh now 5 times, and something I'm sure that's going to happen didn't happen tonight. They're going to get a 2-on-1 in the first minute because we're going to make a mistake. They're going to get a 5-on-3, and you're going to be killing a lot of penalties. This is the 3rd time I've been here where we challenge. You get it wrong sometimes. I call it the Sid rules. He's a great player. He's a great player. And you know what? The league should take care of their superstars. That's what they're kind of hesitant about challenging.
Maybe you need to get a better video coach.
And then they said, do you think you were on the wrong end of the officiating? No, I don't think we were on the wrong end of anything, but I do think the hockey gods rewarded us in the end. Get fucked, Jim Montgomery. The one thing I can say, the NHL has never protected Sidney Crosby, ever. They let him get cross-checked in the skull over and over and over and over again in his career, and the refs call nothing. Brandon Dubinsky can burn in hell.
I will say I'm not disagreeing with you, But I'm saying
They had never protected Sid like they protected Gretzky. They never protected Lemieux like they protected Gretzky.
Pittsburgh medical crew did not protect Gretzky like they should.
Sidney, Crosby.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, that has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But the referees will continually allow opposing teams, defensemen or defending forwards, to hook, to spear, to hold, to do cross-check, to do whatever to Sidney Crosby, and they barely ever call penalties about it.
My argument for that is not that it's a Crosby issue.
No, it's an officiating issue. No, you're right.
issue.
You're correct.
Now,
but what the fuck is he talking about?
When
come on, man.
During the Gretzky times, 100% they protected him, and they did not protect Lemieux because you could watch countless videos of Lemieux shrugging off, especially against the Islanders, shrugging off holds, shrugging off slashes, and still scoring.
Dude's hanging all over him.
Right, and he just does not care because he is treating them like the cancer that took his balls.
He has his balls. He had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Ah, damn it.
Not ball cancer.
I got him with Lance Armstrong confused.
Kessel had testicular cancer.
Yeah, that's it.
So I don't know.
He was still treating them like the cancer, which he still beat.
It's true.
And just shrugged it.
It's true. I don't know. It was a statement that I saw as being like really unnecessary. Like he didn't really say anything about the Penguins. It wasn't even that bad of a statement, honestly. But like, come on, man, you won the fucking game.
Don't complain when you win.
Don't bitch when you win.
Yeah, I will agree with that. Don't bitch when you win.
Now I hope we beat you in the first round of the playoffs because I wasn't hoping before, but now I am, Jim Montgomery. But I'm glad you got over whatever your demons were that made you leave Dallas.
Alcoholism?
I think that's what it was. I'm glad you're over that, seemingly. But fuck you anyway.
He hit some record, the best coach in their first year for Boston.
Oh, I mean, yeah. He had to have won that already.
I think he just won it.
How? How is he just won that?
I think against Pittsburgh was when he won that.
That must have been the 59th win, which was one better than whoever it was before.
Exactly.
That's crazy. All right, anyway, let's keep going.
Yeah, Pastrnak. Okay, Pastrnak, 5 goals, 1 assist with that one hat trick.
Yes.
Buffalo, 2-0-1 this week.
Hey, look at them.
They are refusing to die.
They're still in it.
They're refusing to die. They are 37-31-7. That's 81 points. They're 5th in the division. With 7 games left, they're only 5 points away from the second wildcard spot.
Not impossible.
Not impossible. They have 2 games in hand against Pittsburgh, who holds that second wildcard spot.
Mm-hmm.
And they are 2 points? 3 points?
Behind Florida?
Yeah. Florida's 1 point back. So
they're 3 points behind Florida.
Yeah, 3 points behind Florida. All right, so they started their...
4 points behind Florida.
They're 4 points behind Florida, 5 points back away from tying Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Yes. My fault. All right. They lost to Montreal in a shootout at home to start the week. Comrie was in net. Lucas Rosick had a goal and an assist. I don't know who that is.
Sure, good for him.
But that's why I'm saying his
name.
Then, next up against the Rangers, 3-2 overtime win. Devin Levi.
Oh, yeah, making his debut.
His NHL debut. Saving 31 for 33 shots.
Pretty good.
939. Jeff Skinner had the overtime game-winning goal, which I don't know how he pulled that off because he danced through like 3 different players. And then they finished their week by beating Philadelphia 6-3. Ukko Pekka Luukkonen was in net there.
Ukko!
3 for 2 on the penalty kill. Tuck had a hat trick, and they were outshot by Philadelphia 42-29.
Yep.
1 for 9 on the power play, 7 for 6 on the penalty kill. Casey Middlestat is their top player with
Hell yeah.
6 assists in this week.
Hell
They
yeah.
are not dead yet.
Not dead yet. They still got a fighting chance.
They have a fighting chance. They play Florida Tuesday.
Ooh, that'll be a big game.
That's the game.
Yeah.
Devin
And based on how Pittsburgh's playing, they could catch him.
Devin Levi might be in net.
He might be the X factor.
Comrie and Anderson are battling injuries right now, and Florida traded Devin Levi for Sam Reinhart.
Ooh, that's a bad trade for Sam Reinhart.
Mm-hmm. He was in.
That's not that bad of a trade.
He was in the Sam Reinhart trade.
That's not that bad of a trade.
Think about they had Bobrovsky and Spencer Knight was the guy of the future, and Spencer Knight still.
Or am I thinking of Sam Bennett?
You're thinking of Sam Bennett. Sam Bennett came from Calgary, still on Florida.
So Reinhart hasn't played that well for. He's played okay.
No, he's
right?
played very well.
Yeah, okay.
He's played well.
Okay, it's not that bad of a trade. Then.
No, it's not at all.
I was thinking there was another Reinhart. I think it was Seth Reinhart. That's who I was thinking of, who never played in the NHL.
Oh no. Sam Reinhart's played very well.
No, he's played fine for Florida.
He had a career year, I think, last year during their President's Trophy season. But yeah, so Tuesday is
That'll be a big game.
It's the biggest game of Buffalo's season.
I think so.
And the fact that they're still playing meaningful games this point of the year,
that's something
Buffalo would be happy to have.
Definitely. There's not that many games tonight. There's only 3. Sorry, I just because we were talking about it, I was interested.
All right. So Detroit's up next. They went 3-1.
All right. Just look at them.
34, 33, and 9. They are 77 points. They're 7th in the division.
They're out of it.
They're out of it. We talked about this game. 7-4 win against Pittsburgh.
Boo.
Nedeljkovic was in net. 2 for 3 on the power play. 4 for 6 on the penalty kill. David Perron with a hat trick. It would have been a natural hat trick if Josh Archibald didn't break that up in the third.
Oh, there you go. Sorry.
And they were outshot 25-39. They beat Carolina 3-2, and Nedeljkovic
It's a pretty impressive
still
win.
in net. That's very impressive, and Nedeljkovic is playing.
His whole team.
Nedeljkovic is playing well. 31 for 33. That's a 9.39. 1 for 3 on the power play, perfect on the penalty kill. Woolman had a goal there, and they were also outshot 22-33. Then they lost to Winnipeg 2-6 because Hellberg was in net with a
not Magnus.
Magnus was in net with a 7.93 save percentage. I don't have anything else to say, but that's not true. 1 for 1 on the power play, 3 for 3 on the penalty kill.
All right.
Yeah, I mean perfect on the special teams. You still lost it.
6-2, but
and then they finished the week by beating Toronto in Toronto with Nedeljkovic back in net. He has grown in power as he's played more. Because last week he had a bad week. Last week he got
future Penguins goalie Andre or is it Alex Nedeljkovic?
I think it's Alex.
Yeah.
43 for 45. That's a 9.56. 0 for 1 on the power play. 1 for 3 on the penalty kill. Yeah, 1 for 3 on the penalty kill.
Mm-hmm.
That's bad.
That's pretty bad.
But Dylan Larkin had a hat trick.
The captain.
And they were outshot 45-24. 50% on the power play.
45-24. Yeah. Jesus.
Yep. 50% on the power play. 4 for 8.
Hey. Was that over the whole week?
Yeah, it was a whole week.
Oh, okay. I was in that one game.
Oh, no.
I was like, God damn.
But 11 for 15 on the penalty kill.
Yeah, that's not good, yeah.
Dylan Larkin is their top player with 5 goals and 3 assists over those 4 games. Florida, 3-1. They're coming for you, Pittsburgh.
Go away.
39,
Come
31,
for the Islanders instead.
and 7. Maybe because they, have so many games played and 500 going 500.
Take over the Islanders instead. Then you can play Boston.
All of these games were away. Lost 2-5 to Ottawa. A 3-2 overtime win against Toronto. 5-2 win against Montreal, and then a 7-0 win against Columbus. Bobrovsky only played the first game.
Really?
In that 2-5 loss, and then it was the Alex Lyon show.
It's the Lion Show.
Because he went 9-5-0, 900, and then a 1 with that shutout.
It's not too bad.
That's pretty good.
It's not too bad, yeah.
That's 3 wins. In the 2-5 loss, Forsling had both of the goals in that game. Then against Toronto, Brandon Montour had the game-winning goal and an assist. They were outshot 40-29.
Good.
Tkachuk had a hat trick and a goal and an assist in the 5-2 win against Montreal. He hit 100 points as well. They outshot them 30-20. And then Verhaeghe had a 4-goal night against Columbus.
God damn.
Where they also outshot them 49-21.
Yeah.
Their top player is Alex Lyon, going 3-0 with a 9.5 save percentage.
Pretty dang good. Pretty dang good.
Montreal.
Also,
Sam Reinhart had 2 goals, 2 goals, and then 6 assists. My bad.
Wow.
Yes. Sam Reinhart's playing well.
There you go. Okay. I take back what I said.
Montreal, 1-3. Doing Montreal
A
things.
race to the bottom.
Well, injuries are a problem for them.
Well, yeah.
We'll get to that. They started off by beating Buffalo in a shootout, 4-3, with Allen getting the win. Then they lost to Philadelphia with Primeau in net. Had to call him up because Allen, I believe, got sick.
Good old Caden.
Then they lost to Florida 2-5. Montembeault in net there. Were outshot 20-30. And then they finished by getting shut out by Carolina. I'm so sorry, everybody. 50-14, shots wise. So not Caden Primeau, we just talked about him. Sam Montembeault was in net. Getting shut out 3-0. He had a 9.40 save percentage, going 47 for 50. That poor bastard.
Oh, man, he got shelled in that game. Yeah, that was the 50-14 game.
Yeah. Going 1 for 8 on that power play, and then give me a second. I didn't math this out. 7 for 10 on the penalty kill. They don't get a top player.
Not good.
They don't get a top player. Ottawa. 2-1-1.
Hey.
Unfortunately, they're kind of out of it.
Yeah, they're pretty far back at this point.
Too far back. They went for it. Didn't work out.
They failed.
37, 34, and 6. 80 points. That's 6 in the division. They started by beating Florida 5-2, like I mentioned. Sogard was in net, going 9.41 save percent. Tkachuk, 1 goal, 1 assist. Then they beat Philadelphia in overtime, which we said 46-11. Cam Talbot is back.
Didn't play great in that game.
7 for 11.
Yeah. Jeez, oh man.
6.36 save percentage. 0 for 2 on the penalty kill.
Yeah.
Stutzla had a goal and assist, though. That's good.
Yeah.
Then they got shut out by Toronto. Sogard was back in net. They outshot them. That can't be right. There's no way that's... Oh, no. That makes sense. Never mind. My fault. Sogard, 13 for 16, and then Talbot came in. That was my math, because they outshot them 31-20.
I see.
Like, they outshot Toronto 31-20. That's impressive.
Yeah.
And then that 3-4 overtime loss to Columbus. Cam Talbot was back in net there. 18 for 22. So,
thank God Cam Talbot's back.
He's back. He is not playing well. bring back Dylan Ferguson at this point.
I hate Dylan Ferguson.
6 for 9 on the penalty kill.
I hate him so
I know
much.
you should. 2 for 11 on the power play. Injuries just have taken their steam.
Yeah, they've taken their toll on Ottawa.
It just happens. They went for it. Suspect goaltending, inopportune injuries. That's just sometimes happens.
I think a good amount of pieces are there.
Yeah,
I think they need more consistent goaltending.
If they keep Chikrin,
I think they will. They have Chicken through the next couple of years.
Yes, they do.
He's hurt right now.
Thought for rental for some reason.
No, he wasn't. No.
All right. Either way,
I think he signed it. He's definitely signed through next year. I think in the year after that too.
he likes being in Ottawa. His family's from that time.
Stupid. He should be on Pittsburgh.
He got it teared him up that his grandfather got to see him play for Ottawa.
See him play for Pittsburgh.
So they might be able to keep Chikrin. So
he'll be around at least for a couple of years.
Yeah.
But
past
that,
I mean,
don't know.
I mean past that.
Past that, I don't know.
So we will see what they do next year. If the injury bug doesn't catch them,
maybe
they might make the playoffs.
Maybe.
All right. Moving on to Tampa Bay.
Tampa. I know they went 3-0, giving up 1 goal this week.
Bert talked about all their games.
Yeah.
3-0. 45, 26, and 6. They're
good. Tampa Bay is rounding into form for the playoffs. Just what everyone wanted.
So they went on like a 4-5 game losing streak.
Yeah.
And then Vasilevsky just said, I think I'll be good now.
I think I'm not going to let anybody score on me anymore.
And then he did. So they're 96 points. They're in third. Vasilevsky's their top player. 3-0 with a 3.33 goal against average.
Yeah.
With a 9.9 save percentage. Saving 99 of 100 shots.
Jesus Christ.
What the hell?
Jesus Christ.
What the hell? How do you beat that?
I will say, I think you misspoke there. He has a 0.33 goals against.
You're right.
Yes.
I thought I said point, but
maybe you
I don't
did,
think,
but I misheard you.
I don't think I did.
0.33
0.33 goals against average.
Yeah, just like everyone predicted, Tampa Bay is going to probably make the Stanley Cup finals.
They clinched the playoffs this week with that win against New York, the Islanders.
I will say they play really bad against the Penguins.
It guaranteed that they are playing the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, in the first round.
I don't know anymore. I don't know.
They have some weird voodoo magic about them.
Voodoo magic. All right. In the Carolina shutout, Braden Point had 2 goals and an assist, and they were outshot 31-21. Against Washington, Pat Maroon had 2 goals, and they scored a shorthanded.
Fat Pat Maroon.
Fat Pat had 2 goals in like 2 minutes. And then in the Islanders 5-0 shutout, Braden Point had a goal and 2 assists. So Braden Point is one of their top players outside of Vasilevsky, with 3 goals and 3 assists, because Stamkos also had 3 goals and 3 assists. So Vasilevsky decided to be good again.
I'm telling you, rounding into form. They're gonna smoke. They're gonna smoke Toronto in the first round.
Toronto was close,
and then they're gonna beat Boston in the second round.
If Toronto
wins their first round, they're gonna make the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, I don't see anyone stopping Toronto if they beat Tampa.
They're gonna have all the. I don't care about Boston. They're gonna have all the momentum. They're gonna have all the swagger.
They're gonna feel good.
Yeah. They're gonna win that first playoff round, and then they're gonna be like supernova into the finals.
Yeah, they might
just like
we've
said it before. Just like when the Caps beat the Penguins finally.
Yeah. So, but Tampa is playing like old Tampa right now, and that scares me. We are gonna finish off with Toronto. They went 1-1-1 this week, going 45, 21, and 10. That's 100 points. That's second right now.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that's 25 points back from Boston.
Look, we get it, Boston.
I know.
We get it. Boston.
Sorry,
Shut up, Jim Montgomery.
Losing to Florida in overtime. Samsonov in net there. Then Samsonov shut out Ottawa. Radim Zorona had his first NHL goal.
No, it isn't. His first goal with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Because he used to play with the Penguins.
I was about to say of the season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
I was slow with that. Radim Zorona had his first goal.
It's one of those guys I'm a little mad that the Penguins lost. Because he's not great, but
he's a grinder.
He's a good depth piece.
Yeah.
Or he's a fine depth piece.
First goal with the Maple Leafs, first goal of the year.
Maple Leafs have both Radim Zorona and Zach Aston Reese, both formerly of the Penguins.
Yes. I feel like Zach Aston Reese scored this week. And then they lost to Detroit.
I hate Ron Hextall.
2-5. Murray started this game.
Yeah.
And he left
I hope he's okay.
5-7, and then Samsonov came in.
He didn't leave because he got pulled, though.
No, he did not. Toronto 2-8 on the power play, 4-5 on the penalty kill. They don't have a top player overall. News.
Are we not going to talk about Matt Murray?
News.
Okay.
For Buffalo, Tage Thompson has missed the last 3 games.
That's not good.
They
They still went.
They got the wins,
right?
2-1,
2-1, something like that.
2-0-1.
2-0-1, even better.
So they got the wins. That's good to keep him in. He's missed the last 3 games, so he's hopeful to come back this next coming week. He's been battling a injury most of the season, so they've been.
That's insane that you say that.
I know.
To shreds, you say.
So he just couldn't handle it this past week.
That's fair.
And then also Craig.
I've done that before.
Craig Anderson has missed the last 2 appearances with a upper body. In the sense of like he wasn't even on the bench, like couldn't.
Sorry, I'm just looking at point totals right now.
He's 11 points away. 15.
Where is he?
15.
No. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. 11 points away. God, there's a lot of guys that could hit 100 points.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
For Detroit, Sedina and Fabry.
Zadina and Fabry.
Done for the season. Both lower bodies.
I mean,
Sedina has been out for. Zadina, I mentioned last week. Fabry was like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So they're both officially done for the season with lower bodies. For Florida, Bobrovsky's missed the last 3 with illness.
Oh, no.
I know, right? And then Sam Bennett, I mentioned him last week as day-to-day with an undisclosed injury.
Mm-hmm.
He's now indefinite with this undisclosed. So they don't know when he's coming back. They don't have
that injury
They
is.
don't have any sort of timetable.
That's no good
for him.
That's no good at all.
No, not at all. All right, talking about Ottawa in this injury bug. Thomas Chabot is going to miss the next 2 weeks with an upper body.
He's done for the season.
He's done for the season. Chabot's done for the season. Derek Brassard is done for the season with a broken fibula.
God.
So same injury as Jake DeBrusk.
Yeah. DeBrusk came back from that fairly fast, though.
When was the Winter Classic game?
It's the beginning of the year. Like January 1st or 2nd.
Yeah, so he missed a month, 2 months.
It's not that bad.
No, he missed 8 weeks.
Yeah.
There's not 8 weeks left in the season.
No,
unfortunately,
of course not.
For Brassard. And then Hamonic has missed the last 2 games with a lower body, so we'll see where he is going forward. He's questionable going forward. And then Sogard has missed the last 1 with an illness. So that was when Talbot was in. He wasn't even on the bench. So it's a bad time.
Bad time to get injured.
Again, like the injury bug and some suspect goalkeeping, more the injury bug with Talbot, who was playing well, getting hurt. Just hitting Ottawa at the wrong time when they decided to go for it.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but it's how it happens. All right, moving on to Montreal. Kirby Dach is out for the next week with a upper body. And then also David Savard, Sean Monahan, and I don't know his first name, Belzile. Zach, I think Zach
I don't
Belzon.
know, actually.
They are all done for the season with various lower body injuries. Savard has a knee injury. Monahan had groin surgery, and Belzile broke his leg against Tampa. Belzile broke his leg against Carolina.
Yeesh.
So they're all done for the season. So add it to the list of like 20 Montreal players who have been hurt.
Yeah, for
the season. Josh Anderson last week just passed Cole Caulfield for top on the team in shots, who's been out since November, and then he was done for the season with a high ankle sprain.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no. So Xhekaj, Slafkovsky, Caulfield, Anderson, Savard. Name a good player.
Carey Price.
On Montreal, and they are done for the season at this point.
Done for the season. Hey, Suzuki's still playing.
He is the only one.
He's the only one.
He's the only one who hasn't been hurt.
Yeah, he's played the whole year pretty much.
He's played the whole year. He's the only one who hasn't
poor
been
bastard.
hurt. He's just watching guys drop around him.
Whoops, sorry.
Tampa Bay, Sergachev is... The fuck did I write? Lower body. Sorry, I think
I love when you can't read your own handwriting.
No, it's less that I can't read my own handwriting and what was the scribble trying to say. He left the last game with the injury. Okay. That's what it was. So he left the New York Islander game with a lower body injury. Didn't return, so we'll see what happens with him going forward. He could be out for the playoffs. He could be out for the couple of weeks. We don't know. And finishing off with Toronto, Noel Acciari has missed the last 3 games with a neck injury.
Acciari.
Damn it. I was back and forth between the two. There's no H there. I don't know why.
I know, but that's how you say his name.
Noel Acciari.
Acciari.
I couldn't remember. I'm drunk.
It's been 5 seconds since I corrected you.
I'm drunk. All right. Noel Acciari.
Somebody's going to hang out for a little while after the podcast's over.
Yep. 3 games with the neck injury, so we'll see where he comes back. He's questionable. They don't know if he's going forward. Gustafsson has missed the last week for personal reasons. Mitch Marner missed the last game with an undisclosed reasons. Yeah. So we don't know when he's coming back. And then finally, Matt Murray left the last game with a head injury with Lucas Raymond going into his head.
Lucas Raymond lost an edge.
Completely accidentally.
Yeah, he fell down, and he kind of just, momentum carried him into Murray, who was not looking at him, and he tripped Murray from behind. Murray fell and hit his head on the ice.
So we are back at the injured part for the Matt Murray triangle.
Yeah.
So we just have to wait for him to come back and play poorly.
And then play better.
So we'll see what happens there. Yeah. Dude just can't catch a break.
Right before we sign off, I was just looking at point totals right now. Nathan MacKinnon has 97 points in 64 games.
This is the best regular season he's played ever.
That's crazy. If he played a full season, he would be right up there with McDavid and Draisaitl.
Oh yeah,
that's all I wanted to point out there.
Go back. So we have 4 players who have hit.
I clicked off of it.
We have 4 players who have hit 100 points. The next closest person is Roberts.
There's a lot of players at 97.
Yes, Robertson has 97 points currently.
Okay, McDavid, Draisaitl, Kucherov, and Pasternak. There's 5 now, and Tkachuk have all reached 100 points.
Pasternak was the most
recent.
Now
it's all over 100 points.
Yep.
And Robertson, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Nathan MacKinnon all have 97.
Yep.
Pettersson has 96. Mitch Marner, 95. Carlson, 95. That's Erik Karlsson.
Yep.
Mikko Rantanen, 92. Jack Hughes, 90. And then Point and Thompson each have 89.
And we'll stop there. We can stop there.
Sidney Crosby has 88. Then we can stop there.
Oh, okay. All right, fair. I respect that.
How dare you?
I was just looking top 15. I didn't know.
Sidney Crosby has 88. How dare you?
I didn't see that he was 16.
So yeah, that's a lot of guys that could hit 100 points.
So Crosby's not going to do anything for the rest of the year?
He's gonna hit 100 points. How dare you? Leading them into the playoffs on fire, and they're gonna beat the Boston Bruins.
I think he purposely stays at 88.
If he was gonna do that, he would stay at 87.
Sorry, my bad.
Idiot. Anyway, that's it for this week, week 25.
Yep.
Thank you guys for listening. We got 2 weeks left. Well, a week and change left.
Beer's yummy.
Beer it's okay. It's good. It'll get you drunk.
Beer's yummy.
Thank you guys for listening. As always, we can be found wherever podcasts are found, and we will be back next week for week 26, the penultimate week, of the regular season, at the same puck time.
Same puck, please.
Bye-bye. Say bye.
Bye.